And what is up, guys? Technical Stinkers here, checking in. Well, no, where the hell have you been? If you saw my last video previous to this, I think it's a couple months ago, it said season finale, and that was my way of sort of Irish goodbye. Just kind of taking it, well, I guess in my case it's a German goodbye. I guess a German goodbye would be loading you into a train car. Oh, the jokes are still there. Anyway, I was saying I was taking a few months off to focus on other projects. In reality, well, that's true, but in reality, another thing that I was kind of doing, and if you've been following the channel a while, you know, the meta-analysis of my YouTube channel sort of experiment has always been money-focused, trying to extract money from it. And so I'm vlog style, and sort of this was sort of a reset button. So when I eventually do kind of start regularly uploading again, I can see one is the algorithm severely punishing me for that. Number two, it allows for sort of a format switch into more evergreen videos. And just to kind of gauge where the 3D print space goes, it's kind of all up in the air, and an increasing number of YouTube videos are just entirely AI based, or at least heavily influenced by AI thumbnail scripts, just outright video that's generated. I'm a real person, so I'm not AI, unfortunately. But I kind of wanted to see how that played out before I kind of kept moving forward. The vlog style thing just doesn't cut it, because those have a short shelf life, and I can keep doing them, but it's kind of, even though I don't put a ton of time into it, it's kind of a lot of time relative to the payback versus doing evergreen stuff. So just kind of pausing and working on other projects. As far as 3D printing goes, I'm going to 3D print the rest of my life. This isn't just, 3D printing is not a hobby to me. That's pretty apparent. 3D printers are an absolute tool for basically everything. And I've been printing up a storm. And I've got one project, I was like, you know, let's do this video, because people have been coming in the comments like, where are you? Are you dead? And unfortunately not. But I have been printing, and I got one project that's pretty cool. Let me show you that. All right, it's the dead of winter. It's pretty cold out here, so if I start, my nipples pop out, just, you know, I'm a human too. So if you might remember the deck project that I was printing the brackets for, these little brackets for the Trex railings, I put this railing on my deck and used 3D printing along the way. This deck area, I got this big long sunroom here. You might remember that from the shade project. I've got this big area here, and keen eyes may remember I had a pergola sitting right there. It's actually right here now, because I just strapped it to my tractor and drug it out of the way, because what I want to do is put a better version of this over here. And put a better version of this over here, man, that's a mouthful. Because the pergola I hope to erect is freestanding, does not touch my house. It's about 40 feet long. It's about 12, 13 feet high. It required quite a lot of education. I think I might need to get my general contractor's license to kind of facilitate this whole project start to finish. And it's a ton of time. It's not a lot of money relative to what it is, or versus, certainly versus what it would cost for someone to put it in. But it is a lot of time in terms of putting the permitting, the licensing, the engineering, so forth. So I want to do as much of that as I possibly can, because I'm going to do the work, at least the work that I'm allowed to do. So after extensive designing in Tinkercad, yes, Tinkercad, endless fights with ChatGPT about what I'm actually doing versus it not telling me exactly what I want to know or to hear or whatever, learning about tributary areas, loads, uplift, fasteners, footing depths, influence areas for the piers and how they impact everything else, soil pressure calculations, angle of the sun at that time of year on that spot. I'm already well versed in impervious, and a billion other things to get through there. Let's do the fun stuff. Let's make a little model of it. I used my Blue Storm Terra converted Orange Storm Giga to print a scale model. This is a 1/25th scale model of the back deck. These are the windows where the sunroom is, and it's this deck that's this trapezoidal shape. This is to scale, where 1 millimeter equals 1 inch. That makes the design pretty easy. Now, the design is not something I'm going to submit to an engineer, because they'll do their own measurements and stuff like that. But for my design purposes, I know I'm not going to ask them to put piers where I just know a pier can't go. Additionally, it will tie into the deck's substructure. So I guess by proxy, it's tying into the house's structure. But overall, that seems to be like a better way to prevent racking and stuff like that. There's pergolas, it's unbelievable how much engineering has to go into a pergola, because they think that the wind's going to catch it and it's going to fly off and smash a school bus or something like that. I mean, the thing weighs 5,000 to 6,000 pounds. I mean, I get it, wind's going to influence it, and I'm not discounting that. But this ain't the fucking Wizard of Oz. This isn't Twister, where the cow's flying. That wasn't even in the movie. The cow was in the movie, the truck tire wasn't in the movie. Anyway, to scale, endless design in Tinkercad. And finally, come up with this. This is actually me to scale because I am 7 feet tall. I'm actually I'm 5'10" on a good day. Depends on the shoes. I wear on clouds for an extra ½ inch of height at the price of having knees that won't work when I'm 10 years older. Anyway, here is the pergola design. Again, it's to scale. It's reincorporating all of the railings on the outside. I did them solid so I could print it a little bit easier. But overall, these again are all to scale. 2x10 double laminated beams, 8x8 posts, 2x8 rafters, no purlins, although I probably will do tension cables on the diagonal. Not sure if I'm gonna do these 45-degree sections here on the end. Structural stability, it helps a lot, but this is at a grade because it starts up about 12, ends at about 10.5, 11, not sure yet. But all set in heavy-duty piers, all tied into the substructure. It's a lot. How cool is that to have a little model? And I think I want to do the rest of the house, even though that's saying a lot. One thing at a time here. That's exactly why I'm never going to stop 3D printing, because otherwise, if I was doing this, I'd be doing it in Excel. I'd be doing it in Excel, and I'd be drawing little diagrams and forms. This way you can see it. I mean, that's infinitely valuable, in my opinion, to be able to do something like this and see it and be like, you know what, that does look good. Or maybe I don't need this, I want this, I don't want this, etc. So that's what I've been working on amongst a billion other little 3D prints for just brackets and fittings and things around the house. Orange Storm Giga, working great. Still some leveling issues. I never got around to doing the point contact system within Clipper to probe the bed before every print. Although my Z offset is pretty good, and I just kind of wait to make sure that that first, not even the whole first layer goes down, but at least the first few lines. After that, it's going to be fine, and it works. It works great. So a lot of people coming in still for Orange Storm Giga content. I would say if you're going to get that thing, which I would still consider it to be a heavy buy, I do not see any other company coming out with a printer that large. I think a lot of them were watching Elegoo to see what the response was to the Giga. Like if everybody and their mother jumped on and grabbed a Giga, then I think other companies would be like, okay, it's time for us to make a giant one too. But there's not that many people that are like getting it or crazed over it. So I don't see other manufacturers following suit. Additionally, with tariffs and all these other things, getting a printer that size into your house, it's a lot, it costs a lot. And so I don't see another company coming out with a analog to the Giga. And so I think that's gonna be your horse if you wanna print really big stuff. And I think if you do get the Giga, then it's probably safe to say you got some money to do the upgrade. So check out the other videos, the Blue Storm Terra conversion video, and all the other notes that I have on the printer. I think it's the way to go. All the other printers working fine. I don't have an H2D or an H2C or BCDEFG or anything like that. I don't really see the point for it right now. The Vortec is interesting. I think maybe if I could move out my other printers or sell them or something like that, and if I just wanted to consolidate down to like one main printer, then that would be the one, although it is kind of bulky and big, and I kind of like keeping all my printers in there. So that's where I am with things currently. I'm still just gonna kind of monitor from the shadows and be that creep in the bushes peering through your windows at night while you take a shower, to just kind of see how the YouTube thing plays out and how everything else plays out, and kind of plot my course along the way. I appreciate everyone checking in to see what I'm doing. You guys really care. You actually care. That's crazy. Why? Don't. Either way, I appreciate the engagement continuously nonetheless. Let me know what you think about these things in the comments below, or if you've tackled a project like this in the past. This thing's it's gonna be a bear, man. I bought 5 of those 8x8s. I bought 4. I couldn't even fit 5. My poor little Tacoma could only fit 4. And then I got the 16-foot 2x10s in my Tacoma as well. 16-foot 2x10s and a 5-foot bed. Don't at me. It's a challenge, and I got to raise those up into the air somehow. I got to lift those by myself. I don't have friends, so, and it's not worth having friends to just help you do those kind of things. It's worth doing it by yourself. So let me know if you've tackled a project like that in the past and what your tips and suggestions are for it. Help me along the way. Once again, appreciate everybody checking in and stopping by. I'm the Technicals. See you next time.